So tell me about this dinner. How does this dinner come about?
Well, here's what happened. On Friday when we were doing the show, I guess John said to me, or I said to John, what are you doing this weekend? And I was trying to hear what everyone was doing. Because your dinners, your lunch sounded so good the other day. People actually got together. I said, what are you doing? He said to me, I'm going to dinner with Scott Einziger, you know, on Saturday night.
They get together socially on Saturday night?
Yeah, they get together. So I said, gee, that sounds good, waiting for something to happen. And then John goes, well, if you want to come, I'm inviting you. I said, okay, why not? Maybe I'll socialize. I'll go out with Stuttering John and Scott Einziger. You know, I'll see what that's like. So we went to this joint called Peasant, which was very good. Very good food. Italian food. Peasant. It's down at Soho.
Okay.
Yeah, real good. Very nice. The only criticism I got of the place is they got a menu there. They write it in Italian. It's an Italian restaurant.
Don't you love that?
And I'm not sure what they're up to with that because, first of all, the waitress has to come over. She goes, well, I guess you guys don't speak Italian. I go, no, we don't.
Right. Do you have any questions?
She goes, well, I'll interpret the menu for you. So she has to now read the menu to you. Now, I like to study a menu and figure out what I'm going to eat.
Right. Now you got to make a snap decision because you're only going to hear it once.
Print the menu in English. We're all speaking English. There's nobody there who can speak Italian. The customers are not Italians.
I always say, you know, why do they make these... They won't write down their specials.
Right.
And then they have a guy with a very heavy accent come over and tell you the specials. You can't even understand.
Right, just write it down for me. Put it on a chalkboard.
Yeah, make it easy.
Yeah, specials. Everything should be special. The way I see it. But anyway, so the whole menu is in Italian. And that made me crazy because she comes over and she beautifully says, this is what's on the menu. Blah, 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 blah.
The whole menu.
She reads the whole menu. She has it memorized.
Appetizers down.
Appetizers down. Because you can't, literally, you know how sometimes you can kind of tell what something is? This is in Italian. You cannot read it. So I'm like, well, you know what? I think they're trying to be, like, different.
And they don't even have sometimes when they do the Italian names.
They don't have a translation.
No translation.
Spell it out in English.
No translation. So I was getting angry.
Wow.
I was getting like, what the hell is this?
So they're going way far to get you involved with the waiter or the waitress.
Yeah. Beautiful girl, too.
Yeah.
Beautiful waitress.
Well, if you got to spend that much time.
Yeah. So I get there. They have, thank God, early dinner because John's wife just had a baby.
So what time's dinner?
Dinner was 7.
Yeah. 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, get down to Soho, find this joint.
All right.
Because her breasts are getting hard at some point.
So John is with his wife.
Yeah.
Einziger's with Maya. His fiance.
Fiance.
Might as well call her fiance.
He might as well.
Might as well call her wife.
Yeah.
Mrs. Einziger. And I have my date.
Okay.
See?
Yeah. You with
very
some
pretty.
That's right. And John stares at her the entire time.
It's true. You know it's true.
You know you're in love with my date.
I stare at every...
You've said it many times. I've heard you.
Every time my date gets up to go to the bathroom,
John
follows her.
We were on the same track. There was no... Oh, come on.
She even said to me, I think John has a little crush, but it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. She goes, it's fun. It's cute. That's what she said.
But I did have to go. I was drinking like a fish. I had to keep going. I mean,
you're drinking because you can't have her.
Yeah. She was I never seen a guy drink like this in my life.
Oh, he can put it away.
It is something else.
And I didn't appear drunk, did I?
No, and that's what's scary. Because he goes to me, listen, I'm drinking a lot, but I'm not drunk. I go, but that's... You should be. Yes, and you should be. You should be. Your drink. I mean, you know how he has a beer every 8 minutes? I get there. What did you order first? You had that gimlet martini?
I had a martini. I didn't have Gibson. I'm off to Gibson's now. I'm back to martinis.
Okay.
So he's the Grey Goose vodka martini.
That's right.
Walk in, he's having a martini.
And now he's back to olives, not onions.
Yeah, I'm back to olives.
Right, and then he has that martini like it's like it's gold.
Right, and it's all booze. You know, there's nothing to...
No,
there's no mixer.
Yeah,
no,
straight alcohol.
Booze.
In fact, there is a little vermouth, but I tell him very little vermouth. I don't want to let
Yeah, just rub that on the
So it's really straight vodka.
It's really straight vodka.
Chilled vodka.
Chilled vodka with a couple olives.
Right.
For taste.
That's what drunks drink. So he has, but it's in a fancy glass. You know, he's all happy.
So you don't look. It's not like being a wino on the street.
And then with every single, I'd say every 10 minutes. Am I wrong?
No, not at all.
Every 10 minutes, a cold beer is brought to him, and he sucks it down.
Got beer and
Yeah, well, I started off with a martini to take the edge off, and then continue the pause. I'll have a beer.
Continue the pus.
The martini is the loading in.
Yeah, the martini loads in so you can get a little buzz.
And then to keep it going,
yeah.
you just keep beer.
Then during dinner, the whole question to me is
it the Corona with the lime?
No, they only have Italian beer.
So John says to me, listen, after dinner, we're going to go out. Did you bring any pot? Can we smoke some pot? Did you bring any pot? And I'm like,
how high do you need to be?
I go, John.
Because there's nothing like a few beers that then have a little weed after. It really.
How high do you need to be before you feel okay?
He can't get high.
Oh.
There's no getting high because he's drinking beer after beer after beer. I mean, it's unfriggin' believable.
Thank God they take the bottles away. There'd be no room for...
I never seen a guy drink like this.
Well, you were drinking too, right?
I had a glass of wine.
Yeah.
One glass.
Yeah, I thought you had more than one.
No, just one.
No, you start to see double.
I had a glass. I'm not saying everyone else was drinking too, but I mean, you really take you're the hero of drinking.
Yeah.
No, he loves it. Don't bring food and interrupt his drink.
Man, and a beer. I mean, I couldn't believe how the beers were coming.
Yeah,
the beers were coming in.
In fact, I got a little angry at the waitress because she forgot my beer at some point, and I felt my buzz coming down a little bit.
Yeah, he starts yelling at the waitress.
Yeah, he can feel when his alcohol level is dipping.
And then he gets a couple of beers, and he starts, his wife just had a baby. He starts in, actually not exercising enough.
Well, she got really mad at me because we went to the gym together, and I was on the bike here next to her, and then I realized she's only on, like, level 1. So I reached over and made it harder. Yeah. He was like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, just pretend I'm your trainer.
Well, I guess she's complaining she's not losing any weight, and he's like, well, of course you're on level 1.
You're on level 1, let me help you.
He cranks it up, and then he tells her she's not exercising long enough. She's only doing 30 minutes. He's got to do 45 at least.
Yeah, so now she's doing 40.
Right. He wants her stripper hot. He wants her stripper ready. You should keep knocking her up and have her stripper ready, dude.
Well, I know, but...
And she's still breastfeeding.
Yeah. So what? There's no allowance for that.
Hey, I mean, she wants to be in good shape. I'm just giving a little advice.
She's trying to help her out.
Meanwhile, he's drinking like a fish.
And then she doesn't go to the gym enough, right?
She goes 6 times a week.
Oh, she does.
I'm hoping she'll get up to 7.
That'll put her over the top.
And the fact of the matter is that when she works out, it's not high intensity.
You know what?
Well, she doesn't go, on level 1 on the bike.
For a half hour, you're going to do anything.
I mean, you got to go
stay home.
Yeah,
level 1.
I'm on level 7.
Yeah.
So, and I'm on level 7.
Look at you.
All right.
Level 7's doing nothing for you. So, anyway, John's actually, Susanna is complaining to me how John was during the delivery of the second baby.
Oh, did you hear it? You heard the story?
No, I didn't.
I got back from Rascals, and I was all buzzed and stoned and stuff. So I got home, and she was in contractions.
Right.
So we got to go to the hospital.
Oh.
So the doctor says, well, she's not dilating enough. You got to walk for an hour. So now I got to walk with her for an hour, but I'm hungover. So I'm like, honey, let me just sit down. You can.
He wanted her to walk around the hospital by herself.
Yeah,
but what can you do? You're high.
Yeah. So she got mad at me. So I had to walk around. Turns out they had told us to walk for another 2 hours and walking around the hospital.
High as a kite.
They got my mom came, so I just took a nap on the window. So.
Right, he went to sleep. He loaded her off on his
that's funny. And when you woke up, she was having the baby?
I woke up like 2 hours later. She was still into contractions.
Right. Yeah, she wasn't going anywhere.
Didn't miss a thing. But she was screaming. She was so upset.
It was a big fight. We had a big fight in the hospital because I'm like, can't you just walk alone?
I said, what do you expect? You're having a baby by John.
I know. So anyway, so I went out with him. And he's drinking like a fish. And it was a great place. This place, Peasant, we ate. We had appetite. We had a little pizza. Yeah. Had a little, pasta, some fish. And then the guy brought out like 20 desserts.
Yeah, it was great stuff.
Eating tons of desserts. It was beautiful. So then, we're done with dinner. It's like 9 o'clock. You got to go somewhere.
Right.
So we pile into my car, and we go to, we're going to go to Spa.
Okay.
For a little dancing. Get to Spa. You can't go to Spa at 9 o'clock at night.
What's going on? Nothing, right?
What'd you say? It looked like a...
It would have been more fun to go to a diner. I mean, it was just like... It was empty.
It was empty.
Going on until like 11.
The lights were on.
I don't understand it, though. How do people not start their night Saturday night till midnight?
Well, Harry,
but it's Saturday. They don't start eating until 8, 9, yeah.
Oh, I just don't know how you stay up like that.
I live over there by Spa.
Yeah. So
at like 4 in the morning, you hear everyone getting out of that place screaming and yelling. I mean, it's like, so I guess people don't go there till 12.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. They have to go to work on Monday, don't they?
It was Saturday, though.
Yeah, it was Saturday. So they had a whole day.
Oh, that's right. But even still.
They got all the Sunday to recover.
Really?
Although, but Howard,
don't you have responsibilities? Don't people have any?
No,
nothing.
Look, they're sitting at home today because of the snow.
I know. Everyone's waiting for this goddamn snow. There's no snow. There's no friggin' snow. Where the is the snow?
On Thursday nights, that place is packed with people partying, so I don't think they care about the work.
So we go there, then it becomes, okay, we're going to go to a place called Moomba.
Yeah.
All right. So it turns out, I thought Moomba was the kind of place where you sit like at a lounge and you drink and it's like a club kind of atmosphere. Moomba is a restaurant.
Yes.
So we're leaving a restaurant where we're drinking to go to another restaurant to drink. I don't understand that. Like, why would you do that? We go to Moomba, and the woman goes...
This is great.
She's talking to Maya, who's Scott's girlfriend. She goes, listen, honey, there's no tables. And I walk in, she goes, but wait a second, let me go see what I can do. So she goes up. Yeah, she went up, and she came back and she said to me, listen, I apologize. She goes, it's like walking into a fancy restaurant on a Saturday night. You just can't walk in. She goes... This is a restaurant. She says, I have no tables. I don't know what to do. I said, don't worry about it.
They have no bar?
No, I mean, I don't know why you leave one restaurant where you're drinking to go to another place to drink.
Yeah, I didn't understand it either.
Right. So, I mean...
Well, whose idea was this?
I don't know.
I think it was Maya's, right?
Right, maybe. I don't know whose idea it was. So finally, we heard about this place you go to drink. If you don't drink, I don't know how the hell you have a life in Manhattan.
There are now places where you can just go for dessert and drinks.
Yeah.
Which isn't a good mix.
No. I don't know how those, but they cropped up.
I don't want to have dessert and drink. I want to drink.
Notice I was taking it easy on the dessert because it would screw up the drinking.
Right.
So you get
right, yeah, because it gets all sweet.
Yeah,
then it's just all wrong. Right.
Although the best thing after a dessert is a beer because it cuts right through the sugar.
I was going to say, because you can't drink beer and eat dessert.
You ever realize your philosophy is everything is better with a beer? Isn't that a thing? All right, so you're looking for some nightlife here, right? Because it's Manhattan. John wanted to go to a comedy club. Well, I wasn't going to go to any comedy club because I don't want to sit there.
Yeah, that becomes a whole thing.
Then you're not talking. And it's a whole thing.
I hear you.
All right. So we go to this place, which was a real cool place, called the Hudson Hotel.
I was just there.
And you go into this hotel, and they got a bar that looks like a party room.
It's a lounge with beautiful...
There's all pretty people, right? Everyone look good.
Yes.
Lots of hot chicks.
A lot of hot chicks.
Mostly chicks.
Yes.
Like 5 guys and 90 million chicks.
How do they get the chicks in there?
Because you know why?
Because they have a gate, and they only let in good-looking chicks.
That's how it works.
There's a guy managing all that.
But you see tables of chicks just sitting there drinking.
Even in the lobby, people trying to get in, they're hot chicks.
Right.
Yeah, just hang. Even if you can't get in, just hang out in the lobby.
Yeah.
Because did you see that pool room they have? It's
No.
a
pool table?
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't see
they
that.
have a whole, like, a library
I would have gone in there.
with a huge pool table.
Oh, I would have played pool.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, that would have been fun. See, we should have gone up to the Amsterdam billiards place.
Yeah, why not?
That would have been a fun thing. They got drinking in there.
Pool?
What? No good?
It's a little too bright in there.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I don't know if we would have. It's like a lot of pool tables. It's not like a...
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, it seems pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's got to be bright so you can see the pool table.
He needs to have dark room with drinks coming.
He's got his wife with him. What do you need a dark room? He wants to look handsome. So you go to this place and you sit there. You realize they don't let any guys in, so all these single chicks are just sitting there.
Waiting for something to happen.
Yeah. Some chicks came up to me. They wanted to kiss me.
Yeah.
They were so horny. They were looking for guys.
And how's your date handling all this?
She didn't like it. But I mean, I'm like, wow, these chicks come up and they go, hey, man, let us kiss you. Wow. So I was like, nah, I don't want to kiss.
Did they just grab you? They just knock her out of the way?
Oh, yeah, it was like she wasn't even there. They're like, hey, we want to kiss you.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they didn't care. They didn't seem to mind that.
They don't mind.
Wow.
You're with a chick to get what turned on? And they weren't bad looking, those chicks, right?
They were definitely cute.
They were good looking chicks.
Did they knock your wife out of the way, John?
Hey, now. No, John was loaded.
This is where I wanted my second martini, because I could feel the nights going.
Yeah.
So I want to have a nice buzz when I go home.
He had a second martini, and he's knocking back drinks.
The night's winding down.
Yeah, I could tell the night was winding down.
Because I split. I mean, I can't keep up with him, and by midnight, I'm ready to go to sleep. I wasn't even midnight, I think. I left 11:30 or something.
Yeah,
I was tired.
We didn't stay too much.
Oh, you didn't? And you sat and drank a little bit?
I had like one more beer.
But wait a minute. You're saying that Suzanne can't stay out very long because her breast will get hard.
Yeah.
When do you take her home?
Right, we went home around 12.
He waits for them to turn to rocks, and then he takes them home.
You could have eaten at 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least we had more fun, more time to go out and have fun, you know.
Right. And that was that.
It was a good night.
It was a good night. It's enough socializing for a year.
Yeah, and if you don't mind watching John drink, it's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, but I wasn't, you know, acting like a drunk, right?
When you go home and you fall asleep and you're dreaming, do you dream you're still drinking?
No, really? But I had to go to the bathroom like 8 times during the night.
Really? It's a problem.
Because obviously his tolerance has gone up, because I used to take John to lunch back in the good old days. And John would start knocking over things in the middle of the lunch as, you know, he was on his third beer or something. And he wasn't even doing the whole martini thing. He would just start drinking beers and have like 5 or 6 beers before lunch even came. And by the time lunch came, he was knocking over stuff.
The only reason why I'm doing martinis is because I don't want to gain the weight from the beer.
He's doing it as a diet.
Yeah, but my point is that he can drink a lot more now than he could when he first started going out with me.
I got to take a break. Listen, Mike from Survivor is here. We're going to talk to him. He's the dude that got burned on Survivor.
Yeah, and he claims he kept it from his family. They didn't know until they saw it on TV.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk to him about. Whatever happened to that turkey calling thing? Has that been canceled?
I don't know. I don't know.
No one ever told me if they ever showed up.
Hey, one question about the night. Why wasn't Ronnie driving?
Ronnie never drives on the weekend. He's like retired.
I thought he's your main guy.
Hey, how about Ronnie? Listen to this. Friday night.
Oh, yeah.
Ronnie takes out Scott Einziger. And who else?
Ganji, I know, was supposed to go.
And Doug.
And Doug to Scores to thank them for hiring him in Los Angeles to work security. But they didn't hire him. I did.
But wait a minute. He took them to dinner first, not at Scores.
Not at Scores.
With Lonnie, and then they went to Scores.
Right. So did he pick up the tab?
Yeah. She picked up the tab on me. I'm the guy who got him there. Scott Einziger. Meanwhile, Einziger ended up paying for the whole dinner because...
whose idea was... Wait a minute. Whoa, that's what I wanted to know. Who paid the bill?
Einziger, because...
we all offered. But...
We all offered. I would have split it.
Who did the inviting? Did Scott do the inviting?
No, John invited me, and I ended up... But I think because it's like, you know... I don't know what the hell
it was like, you know, Maya and my wife organized a dinner. I don't know who was the initial, you know.
Because nobody ever treats...
Scott's a real gentleman. You know, after my lunch, he wrote me a note of thanks.
Wait a second. I think I was in the mail. Howard. And another funny thing is that when Scott came to pick us up, he gets a town car now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he doesn't take a cab.
Yeah.
He gets a town car. He picks up in a town car.
He's a big shot.
Yeah.
He's a big shot.
He's always arranging for the car.
Yeah, he's always arranging. All right, I got to take a break. I'm being yelled at. We only broke 2 times today.